First at 6, a new report gives us a detailed look at a tragic night in Fall River, the deadly fire at the Gabriel Assisted Living Facility. It's an internal report. In this case, the Fall River Fire Department is assessing itself. Good to have you with us tonight. I'm Patrice Wood.
I'm Gene Valicenti. So we don't get all the answers right now, but we're learning more about what happened. NBC 10's Gabriel Caracciolo live in Fall River tonight. Gabrielle?
Gene, Patrice, the fire chief tells me it was important to assess the work of his firefighters as they responded to the Gabriel House Fire here. It was one of the worst fires that any of them had ever seen. And while he says it's undeniable those first people on scene put their lives at risk to get more people out of this burning building, he says there is some room to turn this tragedy into a teachable moment. Looking back at the deadly Gabriel House Fire.
It was an extraordinary fire under extraordinary circumstances.
10 people at the assisted living facility died, but Fall River Fire Chief Jeffrey Bacon says firefighters saved dozens of others. His new report on the response found room for improvement.
Firefighters anywhere have not seen something of this magnitude with this specific scenario.
It says some national firefighting standards, like keeping 2 firefighters outside the structure at all times, weren't followed because of the severity of the situation.
It's what we saw over and over again at that scene, was firefighters knowing that the actions they were taking were putting themselves at great risk, but putting the rescue of the citizens and the people they swore an oath to protect above their own.
Also noting at times responding officers were not aware of each member's location and updates were not consistently communicated over radio. What kind of difference would improved communication have made?
The only thing it does is it prevents duplication of effort. So there were a couple times where there were guys who put a ladder up to a window because they saw somebody in the window, climbed up to find a firefighter in the room walking somebody out the door.
The report says the standard for responding to fires at high-risk places like this is 42 firefighters on scene within 10 minutes. In this case, only 33 were on scene within 15 minutes. Just days after the fire, we reported the city already made changes to increase the number of firefighters working each shift. But do you think more needs to be done when it comes to staffing?
Yeah, so I credit the union and the city and the mayor with coming together to decide to staff our 6 engine companies with 4 firefighters and move towards all of our apparatus having 4 firefighters. On that scene, though, that still wouldn't meet the NFPA requirement of firefighters on scene.
And while this report focuses solely on the firefighting response, there are still a lot of questions about what happened here. Like, were all of the sprinklers inside the building fully operating as they should have been? The fire chief tells me that is part of the ongoing investigation. It's taking place with the district attorney's office and the state fire marshal into the facility and the building itself. So still a lot of questions we're waiting to get answered. Live in Fall River, Gabriel Caracciolo, NBC 10 News.